Nanjing Massacre. Some cities die in silence. Nanjing screamed. In the final days of 1937, the city of Nanjing waited in fear. The capital of China, ancient and proud, now stood silent, its gates battered, its citizens bracing for what was to come. Japanese forces, relentless and emboldened, had surrounded the city. When the defenses crumbled, the soldiers poured through the gates like a flood. And with them came a darkness that would stain the city forever. For 6 weeks, Nanjing was no longer a city, but a graveyard in slow motion. The soldiers did not distinguish between soldier and civilian, young and old. Homes were set ablaze. Entire families were dragged into the streets. Men were rounded up by the thousands, accused of being enemy combatants, and executed without mercy. Rivers ran thick with blood as bodies were discarded like debris into the currents of the Yangtze. Women faced their own hell. Tens of thousands were assaulted in acts of violence so horrific that survivors struggled to find words for them. Some victims were killed afterward to silence their screams. Others were left behind, broken in body and spirit. And yet, even amid the horror, sparks of humanity flickered. Missionaries, doctors, and a few foreign businessmen, men and women like John Rabe and Minnie Vautrin, defied the terror. They carved out a small, safety zone, a fragile sanctuary for those who could reach it. But they could not stop the tide. They could only bear witness. When the soldiers finally withdrew in early 1938, what remained of Nanjing was a city of shadows. The survivors carried their trauma like an invisible scar, passed down through generations who could barely speak of what had been endured. History would remember it as the rape of Nanking. But for those who lived it, and for those who perished unseen and uncounted, it was something far beyond words, a moment when humanity turned against itself in the cold of winter, and mercy seemed to vanish from the earth.